We're Lauren and Craig, and since 2008 we've been backpacking, campervanning and volunteering our way around the world. Our aim is to have as much fun as possible and live as cheaply as we can, and we've certainly achieved that over the years.
Cheers. Happy travels.
It was time for us to head to another new country, and we had a red-eye flight from Jordan to Turkey. We arrived in Antalya, and then we had to catch a tram, a bus and a minibus to reach our final destination of Terraced. The scenery was a big shock after the deserts of Jordan. Now we were surrounded by lush greenery and mountains. It was off-season in November, so the village and the beach were extremely quiet. We did some beautiful hikes along the coast, and we made sure to visit the Chimera Flames. It was a bizarre place where gases seep through cracks in the mountain and turn into flames. The flames are eternal, so if you try to put one of them out, it will just reappear in a different crack. After a week of relaxation, we hopped on a bus and headed west to the town of Fethiye. There's plenty to do in the area, so on our first day we hitchhiked up to Turquoise, which is an abandoned village that used to be inhabited by Greeks.
Come down here. There's a hole underneath.
And
And this big circular area is for water storage. Very clever.
we then followed a trail that led us all along the hilly coast until we arrived at the stunning beach of Idyllic. In summer, this beach is packed with tourists, but in winter we had the place almost to ourselves. Another fun thing we did in the area was heading to Saklikent Gorge, where you can do some mild canyoneering and you don't need a guide. They even offered free builder's hats which you could use to protect yourself from any falling rocks. The final adventurous activity we did from Fethiye was paragliding from the 2,000 metre Mount Baba. We've been skydiving a few times, but this was our first paragliding trip and it felt really weird running off the edge of this mountain and just hoping that we'd fly. The parachute did a great job of course, and the scenery was spectacular from up in the sky. It was a very relaxing trip until we flew over Idyllic beach. The pilot told me to put my helmet on and said we could do some tricks. He began spinning around so fast and the G-force was insane. When we landed, my pilot pointed to the sky to show me where Craig was. Him and his pilot were spiralling upside down in crazy 360-degree spins. After all that excitement, we headed to a really quiet corner of Turkey, to the small village of Cappadocia, which is built on a hillside above the sea. We checked into a wooden bungalow and had an incredible view of the mountains and the beach way below us.
She's nice. Step right in.
Super nice. We used Quebec as our base and would spend hours hiking along the coastline. One day we were hiking for a few hours and we ended up at this incredible beach. It's probably one of the prettiest beaches we've ever found.
So we've just hiked for 2 hours. That's Craig trying to climb up, and we've made it to this incredible beach and we have it all to ourselves. Super nice. Okay, you still can't get up. Whoop. You can do it, Craig. Yes.
Whoa, you dickheads! Have you been doing that the whole time? You fucking prick.
Wasps are annoying, aren't they, Craig?
Oh my God.
About 10 minutes. Where are we staying? Somewhere in there.
After some beautiful hot and sunny weather, it felt like winter was coming and we had some rainy days ahead of us, so we decided to head inland to Palmicarli. The area is famous for its hot springs, which trickle down these beautiful white terraces. Apparently the government's been limiting the water into the pools, so sometimes you could turn up and they'd be empty. So we felt very grateful when we arrived and saw they were filled with incredibly blue water. Even the small village we were staying in was home to hot springs. There was one in the centre of the roundabout, and our very cheap hotel even had a pipe with the hot spring water flowing straight into our bath.
Is this it?
Oh!
No?
Our final destination in Turkey was Cappadocia, and after a long night bus we arrived in the small village of Görem. The Cappadocia region is famous for its cone-shaped rock formations which cover the area, and some of them even have homes carved into them. It's even more famous for the hundreds of hot air balloons that fill the sky at sunrise. Seeing as we couldn't check into our room for a few more hours, we decided to go on a hike to try and see the hot air balloons. With our head torches on, we made our way to Love Valley, and as the sun began to rise, we saw we were surrounded by these unusual rock formations, and we quickly understood how the valley got its name. We couldn't see any hot air balloons though, so we ran back up the ridge and suddenly they all started appearing around us. It was a beautiful start to the day, and after a big breakfast back at our hotel, we headed out on some more hikes for the day. The area was full of cave dwellings and we had so much fun going inside them and exploring the different rooms.
I will show you the inside. This one's really big. Some strange carvings. I don't know, maybe. I don't know what they put here. I think it's a mantelpiece for decorations, obviously. And here's the second chamber. Oh, where are you, Craig?
Go to the third chamber.
There's a third! 9!
It's the ladder system.
Holy shit! Cool! Ooh.
Are you a dickhead?
Craig! Who's so angry?
Considering it's a really touristy area, no one seemed to be doing the hike, so we had so much fun walking in these valleys and exploring the cave dwellings.
Bro. Oh my god.
Oh, there we go.
Our favourite thing about Cappadocia though was the stray dogs that followed us on every hike. There's this amazing breed that live in the area called Anatolian shepherd dogs, and they're huge friendly giants.
The pack is growing. Oh my god, they're so sweet.
Careful they don't roll away.
Oh my god, look at that little belly. Hey,
Oh,
you
want
and strokes. It looks very steep. Yeah, I don't think we'll make it there.
On one walk, however, we ended up in this narrow canyon which had ladders to get up sections, and this huge black dog got stuck in the canyon and couldn't get back down.
Come on, come on, go. Oh, my head. Oh, oh. Oh my god, dog. Oh. Some ladders, and then we met the dog, and obviously he couldn't get down the ladders, and then they went down some really steep sections. So I just had the idea to get Craig to crouch down so we could use him as like a table to help the dog up, and 4 of us managed to pull him up. Yes.
We ended up spending 5 nights in Cappadocia, and it was pretty windy weather while we were there, so there were 3 days where the hot air balloons didn't take off. But finally, on our last day, we got to see them again. Turkey ended up being one of our favourite countries, and we can't wait to return one day and explore more of it. But for now, it's time for us to fly to Egypt.